Good morning and welcome to Easy Cooking. Thank you for joining us again for one more video. It's almost 9 o'clock, so we're all starving here. My kids asked for some biscuits this morning. So I'll say we'll make a very easy recipe. It's buttermilk biscuits. Now I know most of you don't have buttermilk in your fridges, so I'll show you how to do that easy and quick, so you don't have to worry about it. Yes, honey? We're gonna get started with the biscuits, yeah? So you can have some? Natalie's already hungry, so we had to give her some fruits to appease her. For today's recipe, we're going to need a few different ingredients. We'll need a cup full of lard. We'll need some baking powder, baking soda, salt, flour. And to create the buttermilk, we'll need some lemon juice and some milk. So we'll get started because everybody's hungry. First thing we'll do, we'll start our oven. We'll put the oven on 450 degrees. I know, Natalie. Daddy's working on it. Mm-hmm. Let's get that started. Okay, so our oven is preheating while we're making everything else. Before we get moving with mixing the dough, I want to show you how to make your buttermilk. We'll get our measuring cup. We need 2 cups of milk, so for every cup of milk, we need 1 tablespoon of lemon juice or vinegar. I prefer lemon juice, I like the flavor better. So we'll put the lemon juice first. Don't put your milk first because you want to measure exactly 2 cups, the milk with the juice together, not just the milk and then the juice. Then we're going to put our milk. Now we're going to let that sit for about 5-10 minutes while we're mixing everything else. Okay, then we're taking our flour. We're going to dump all the dry ingredients in there. Baking powder, baking soda, salt. We are going to mix all this. I will use a different spoon. Not the one that I have with lard all over, because I want to mix just the dries first. This is a quick process, you don't have to really put too much work into it. Then we take our lard. Again, like I said, those biscuits are super easy, super quick, and I'll show you how to make just regular biscuits that look like bread, or you can make them even flaky. Now, one thing that you do need to do with the biscuits is actually get your hands in there with the lard, because you need to cover the lard with flour and you really need to kind of break it up a little bit. If you see what I'm doing, I'm squeezing the lard to break it into small pieces.
That's cool.
Oh, thank you, Lily. So that you can ensure that you have lard around everywhere, and you just don't want it to clump up and half your biscuits have lard, half don't. It just won't make for a good mixture. So we'll keep doing this for a minute or two.
Daddy, you got the flour on the counter.
I know, Lily, that's okay. I will be using the counter anyway, and I'll be covering it with flour to begin with. So we'll keep doing
Daddy,
this.
are you making dough?
I'm making dough for biscuits with lard and buttermilk.
Now what, Daddy? Now what ingredients?
Well, Daddy will mix this for a minute because we want it to be really mixed well in there.
No.
Hey!
Daddy, I think I need to help Natalie.
Look, Natalie.
Your foot is stuck. No.
Ooh. Okay, now.
One leg is longer than the other leg.
I know. Now you know that you're pretty much done with this process when your flour starts looking like this. It's kind of wet mixture in granules. It's not just flour and fat separated. Now everything is mixed together. Here you go, Lily. You can see it. So you know you're done. This is what I have right now. Then we're gonna go ahead and put our milk. Now this is our milk. It's been sitting for a few minutes. And it's gonna be a little curdly at the bottom. As you can see me dumping it, it's turned into a buttermilk. That's the easiest way to create buttermilk because nobody really has buttermilk in their fridge. And I will get my spoon back, get that mixed a little bit.
Whoa, Daddy, that's cool. Mama, Mama. Mama. Mommy.
Now it looks like actually didn't put enough flour, so we're gonna start adding a little bit of flour. It's never real an exact science. Maybe I just put a little extra milk accidentally. I usually like to measure a little more careful, but not today, I guess. Okay, let's do this.
Daddy, that looks like dough.
Mm-hmm.
Is that how you make a dough?
Yeah, I'm gonna add a little more flour. We don't want it to be too soft. We don't want it to be too hard either.
Still hungry.
Lydia is hungry too. I guess I didn't start breakfast in time today. Okay, just a little more over here. And then we'll start our preparation.
That's fat, Daddy.
Okay.
Daddy, does that look like it's fat?
Fat? No.
It's dough. Dough is fat.
Big?
Yeah, big.
Yep. Okay, so we'll sprinkle some flour on our surface. We'll sprinkle some on the dough too, so a little sticky. You don't want your dough to be too hard, but you don't want it to be sticky either. So I'll probably sprinkle some more flour on it as I'm working with it. Actually, I'm surprised Natalie's lasted so long and being quiet. Okay, let's put some more flour on here.
Daddy, why are you doing that?
I'm making biscuits. Oops.
You will have to clean your hands when you're done, right, Daddy?
Yeah, I'll have to clean probably more than just my hands. It looks like I'm making a floury mess everywhere.
It's okay.
Okay, now.
Yeah, just like when you made the cinnamon roll.
Mm-hmm.
And I made my own chippy dough.
Yeah. Okay. We want to mix our flour well. Now our flour is ready. We're gonna start working on shaping those biscuits. Now, technically speaking, you want to make sure that your flour is about 1 inch thick, and you can use a cup to cut the biscuits out. But I like to make my biscuits flaky. Are you okay, Natalie?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Now look at that. Look.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make it very thin, and I'm gonna fold it a few times, because if you don't fold your flour several times, you're gonna get biscuits that look like
a big pancake.
flour or look like bread for the most part. Sorry, Lily's distracting me a little bit. So we are gonna stretch it out, make it thin, because I like layers in my biscuits. I don't like them to be just like regular bread. And this is when we know we need a little more flour here. Okay, let's add a little bit. Just sprinkle it. Okay.
Uh-oh. No. Uh-oh.
Oh, that's okay, baby. Daddy will clean it up later. So we're gonna fold. I'll probably do that a few times.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Gonna do this again.
Daddy.
Mm-hmm. Daddy made a mess, I know. Today's Daddy's turn, not just Natalie's turn. No, not your mess.
Is Daddy silly?
No.
Okay, that should be thick enough. Okay, I'll get a cup. I forgot to get my cup earlier. I like to use a tumbler about that size. It makes for good biscuit size. We'll take a cookie sheet with parchment paper on it for baking, and we'll start cutting. Make one more.
Yeah.
Stretch it out a little.
Can
Let's
you make
make
a
one
little
more over
baby
here.
hat? Can you
Baby
make
half?
a semicircle?
I don't have anything to cut a semicircle with, honey.
You can just do a half of
Okay.
that cup.
So you probably won't see it quite yet, but when they're baked, you're gonna see the layers.
Daddy, can you put a little semicircle right here?
You want me to do like a weird shaped one?
Yeah.
This one?
No, this one.
This one? Okay. This one's gonna be your weird shaped one, honey.
Daddy's gonna do it. Not nice.
Make sure there's enough space between them and your cookie sheet.
Baby. Baby. I'm gonna make a little baby one for Natalie.
Okay, honey.
Here.
Oh, thank you. Wow, that's quite the baby.
No, do not. Daddy is gonna attach to the other one.
You think so? I don't know.
Daddy is gonna. Down. See? It's gonna.
I'll make sure. Yeah, I'll put it right over here.
Like a Mickey Mouse.
Mhm.
Daddy. Oh.
Need more room. Daddy's cookie sheet is not big enough. Okay. Now, we're gonna take our scrappings. Now, the second batch may not be as perfect as I like it to be with the flakes, but it's inevitable. I mean, I'm not gonna throw any dough. I'm gonna make sure I use up all of my dough.
Yeah, but if there's one little tiny piece, make sure you give it to me. One little tiny piece.
You got it, hon.
I know that one's gonna be a tiny one.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, a big one.
These are gonna be weird shapes. Those are gonna be our oddballs.
Balls.
Yeah. Okay, our oven actually just dinged right in time.
Now you have no more to do one.
That's it. This is gonna be a little baby one for Natalie.
No,
Look,
no.
or for Lily.
For me.
Okay, well, let's put it over here. So, right in time. As you can see, it took us just long enough to get that oven warmed up, and we're good to get everything in the oven. I'll put them in. I'll put 12 minutes. It can depend really on your oven, what kind of oven you're using, and how hot it gets, but
Oh.
I'll put 12 minutes usually. Start with that at best. It would take no
No,
more than
look,
12.
baby.
At worst, I may add 3 more minutes,
Baby
3 to 4 more
dough.
minutes.
Now it's baby
So
dough.
we'll give it a few minutes to cook. I'll be back in 12 minutes to show you the biscuits, and hopefully you make them at home. And if you want, put pictures under our video to show us how you enjoy the biscuits. Our biscuits are ready. It's been 12 minutes. So I'll take them out. I did not have to add extra time on the biscuits, which is good.
Daddy, can I see my weird shaped one?
Yep, here they are, but these actually need a few more minutes. I put them later in the oven. I'll put a few minutes on them.
I see my weird shape.
Sure, honey.
I'm gonna see my
Okay,
weird
so
shape.
oh, they're in the oven still, honey. Oh, this one? Sure, baby. Here's our biscuits. I melted a little bit of butter so that I can glaze them.
Daddy, I want you to show them this one.
This one?
Uh-oh.
Sure. Here's Lilia's weird shaped biscuit. It's falling apart a little bit. Let's put it back. Oh, it's hot. It's hot. It's hot. Ooh.
Oh no, this fell off.
That's okay. And our biscuits are done. So this is what they look like. You can see that we ended up with some flakes, which is really good. I just like to open them up, put some jam on there and enjoy them. You can really have your biscuits any way you want. We're gonna put some gravy on them this morning, can enjoy them that way. Again, if you like our video, subscribe, like it, share with family and friends, and enjoy our recipes. Till next time.